Welcome to Cloudy Nook Crochet. My name is Lori. I would love to crochet up a storm with you. So please subscribe, like, and leave a comment. Thank you. Our cat quote for this episode is, "If there were to be a universal sound depicting peace, I would surely vote for the purr," by Barbara L. Diamond. My kitty Link, he definitely purrs really loud, more so than my other kitty Chase. In episode 45, I'm going to talk about a KAL that's going on in the month of October, and it is making a rectangled wrap. The three channels that are putting on this KAL is Spring, the fiber enthusiast, Cindy, Life and Yarn Tangled, and Bailey, Nuchter Cat on the Prowl Creations. I will leave these three channel links in the description box below if you too would like to join in on making this KAL. So to be involved in this KAL, basically you're just making a rectangled wrap. You could use any color, you could use a pattern, you can not use a pattern, you can knit it or you can crochet it. But one thing you do need to do if you want to be part of the giveaway is to email a picture of your wrap by October 31st to either Spring, Cindy, or Bailey. Coming up, you will see the thinking process of how I'm going to make this rectangled wrap. After I gave it some thought about how do I want to make this rectangle wrap, because you could do whatever you want. You can use a pattern, you can make up your own stitches. So I wanted to do something that I've never really done before. I just recently got this book. It's called The Step-by-Step Guide to 200 Crochet Stitches, and I ordered it on Amazon. And it says, get hooked with 200 essential stitches. Whether you're just getting started with crochet or if you've stitched more projects than you could count, the step-by-step guide to 200 crochet stitches offers fresh inspiration no matter your skill level. Newer crocheters will enjoy how-to information on forming basic stitches, changing colors, and fastening off. So after I got this book, I thought, I want to use these stitches in this book to make a project. And I thought, okay, I have my idea. I'm going to pick 3 different stitches in this book and to make my wrap. So let me show you what my thought process is going to be to start this crochet along. Okay, so I did my shopping in my stash of yarn, and I thought, okay, so I think I'm going to work with solid colors. I was trying to work in variegated colors or stripe yarn, and I thought, okay, so this is my first time kind of winging my pattern. I'll just go with solid. So since I decided to use 3 different stitches out of that crochet book, I thought, okay, I have my plan. I'm going to do 3 different strips, and then I'm going to crochet them together. So I'll put the burgundy in the middle, and then the gray on the outside strips. So that's what I've come up with for my plan. So this is kind of definitely a work in progress. I kind of figure it out as I go. I don't know how I'm going to attach the strips. I don't know if I'm going to use another color to attach my 3 strips of fabric or what. So you guys could help me as I go along with this idea I have in my head, and we'll see if it works out. So those are the colors of yarn that I picked for my wrap. So in the book, I picked the pattern called the fan lace. And I already started it, so let me show it to you. And I decided to do more lacy patterns. It won't take as long to make it. So the yarn, I'll give you more details on the yarn. It's 100% acrylic, big twist, 380 yards, and the color is wine. Now, I think I mentioned this in my other channels. I really like working with big twists. It feels really nice in my hands, and it just works up so really nicely for me. So again, this is the fan lace stitch, and the hook size I'm using is a J Odyssey furl hook. This is the first furl hook that I purchased, and the first time I used it, because this hook is amazing. I mean, it is really slippery, and that yarn just glides over it like super fast. But the first time I used it, I think it was Red Heart soft yarn. And that yarn is like super, super soft and slick. So I had a hard time using this Odyssey hook with really soft yarn. It was just too slippery, and I kept losing my stitches and trying to catch my stitches again. And I had to stop using it for that yarn. So I picked up my Odyssey hook again, and it works really well with this big twist yarn. So this pattern is a 2, 3, 4, 5. It's a 5-row repeat. So let me, maybe I could show you a really, really fast tutorial how to work up this fan lace stitch. Okay, one thing I really liked about this crochet book that I got is it gives you written instructions, and it also gives you a graph photo in there. So let me show you how to do this. Hopefully this won't take too long. So right here, I have 24 double crochets. So what I'll do is I'll show you the very beginning of the row, and then I'll put you guys on hold until I get to the next row. That way you can see portions of it, but not the whole thing. So let me go ahead and get that started. So I went ahead and I chained 3 up, and then you're going to do 2 double crochets in that first stitch. Then you're going to skip 3, 1, 2, 3, do a single crochet. Then you chain 5, 4, 5, skip 3, 1, 2, 3, single crochet, and then chain 2, skip 3, 1, 2, 3, and then here will be the center where you're going to put in 5 double crochets. 4 and 5. Okay, and then on this side, you're just going to repeat this. So hang on, let me finish this and I'll be right back with you. Okay, here is the first row done. So on the ends, you have 3 double crochets together. And then in certain chains, you put in single crochets. And then in the center, you have 5 double crochets. So to start the next row, you chain 4, 2, 3, and 4. And then in that first stitch, you're going to skip. You'll put a double crochet in the next stitch, chain 1, and then a double crochet in that right there. Okay. Now what you do is you chain 2, and then you skip the 2 chain space. You're going to go right over in that 5 chain space and put a single crochet. And then chain 2 again. And then here is your 5 double crochets, and you're going to put a double crochet in the first one, chain 1, get more yarn, and then double crochet again, chain 1, and you do that in each of the 5 double crochets. And then the 5th double crochet, and then you'll continue doing that to the end of the row. Oh, one other thing I wanted to mention to you. When I was looking at the different stitch patterns, I was looking at the multiple stitches. How many stitches do you need to do that pattern? And this pattern is a multiple of 12 stitches. So what I did is I times that by 2 to get this pattern that I have here. So let me go ahead and continue this and I'll be right back. Okay, now I'm done with the second row of this 4-row repeat. And at the beginning of the 3rd row, this time you're going to chain 5, 4, and 5, and turn. I had to do the repeat rows probably like, I don't know, 4 or 5 times before I finally got it clicked in my brain how to do the rows without looking at the instructions. So I think if you do it over and over again a few times, you'll catch on. Okay, so I chain 5, and I'm going to do a double crochet, skip that first double crochet, oops, made a mistake. Okay, now this time in that previous row, you chain 1 in between. This time you're going to chain 2. That's one of the differences. And then another double crochet. And here comes up another difference. So in this row, you're not going to do any chain stitches here or here on either side of the 5 double crochets in the middle. So you're just going to go directly into the first double crochet is where you'll make a double crochet, chain 2, double crochet, chain 2, and you'll do that across all 5 double crochets that are in the middle. Boy, I keep making boo-boos. I think I'm still trying to get used to this hook since I haven't used the Odyssey hook a lot. So, okay. And then I'll go ahead and finish off this 3rd row in the repeat. Okay, so there's the 3rd row in the 4-row repeat, and now I'm going to do the last row in the repeat, and this time you'll chain 3, and basically what you're going to do is you're going to do double crochets all the way across, but there's a couple chain stitches that there's a couple stitches that you have to skip. So it took me a while to remember which ones, but I finally remembered. So anyway, so here's your chain 3 in that, and so you skip that first double crochet. And then this space is a chain 2 space. So you chain 2, you do 2 double crochets in that chain 2 space. Then you have a double crochet. So you double crochet in the double crochet there. 2 double crochets in the chain 2 space. Okay, this is where it gets tricky because you have these 2 double crochets next to each other. So you do not want to put a double crochet in both of them. You will skip the first one and then double crochet in the second. And then 2 double crochets in the chain 2 space. And then double crochet, 2 double crochets in the chain 2 space, and double crochet in that double crochet, chain 2 double crochets. I know this tutorial is not really to kind of just to kind of show you how it's structured. It's not a tutorial to kind of walk you through it because I'm doing it so quickly. If you do want to see how to do this stitch on a more slower basis, just let me know in the comment section, and I'll do a separate episode on how to do the fan lace stitch, where I'll slow it down so you can follow along easier. Okay, now I'm at that area again. After the 5 double crochets in the center, there's those 2 double crochets. Now this time you're going to, oh, see, there I go, I can't remember. I know I only go into one of them. Oh, you're gonna skip the first one again here, and then you go into the double crochet over here. That's right. And then 2 double crochets in the chain 2 spaces, another double crochet, and then 2 double crochets in the chain 2 spaces, and then you're going to add 1 double crochet into the chain 3, 1 2 3 on the top of on the chain 3 space. Now when you count your double crochets, you should have 24 double crochets, not counting this chain 3 space here. Don't count your first chain 3 space. So you have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24. So after I do the 4-row repeat, I always count to make sure I have those 4 double crochets there before I repeat the pattern again. So this is how wide this strip is. So it's about the width of my hand. And for my wrap, I want my wrap to be anywhere between 18 to 20 inches wide. And so far, here's what I finished so far. Here it is folded in 4/4. So the length of my wrap is probably going to be about 70 inches. So that's where I'm at on working on this wrap. Is we'll see how it turns out, but I know if you guys have any suggestions of how I should build it, please let me know in the comment section. This is my first time to kind of wing a pattern together and actually doing 3 separate patterns all in one project. So I'm really looking forward to doing this wrap, and I really thank Cindy and Bailey and Spring for coming up with this crochet along. And I will leave all their links in the description box below. And I will also leave a link below of the information if you're interested in getting this crochet book. I've been really happy with it, and this will be my very first time using a pattern out of this book. So that is the crochet along I'm working on. Thank you for watching. I had fun sharing my ideas with you about making this wrap. If you decide that you would like to join us in this KAL, please let me know in the comments section. Bye for now until we meet again.